What's good, YouTube? This is one of my first videos. I am going to be teaching on supply and demand, right? Basically, this is going to be one of the best strategies, when it comes to trading supply and demand. It is mixed with market structure and price action. This is going to be a very, very quick video and a very quick example. I'm going to do a supply setup and a demand setup. All right. So let's just get straight into it. All right. So if you don't know, supply is, a buying candle before an aggressive selling candle like this. All right. So what creates a supply is aggressive movement to the downside. This would be your buying candle. And put this blue. All right. And then these are your selling candles. And, the buying candle before the aggressive selling would be your supply. So you just box it like this. All right. And then same thing for demand. All right. So demand would be like this. All right. So let's put this. No. I was right. Okay. This gotta be red. Like that. All right. So your demand candle will be your selling candle before the aggressive buy-in, just like this. So you'll mark up your demand candle from, if there's a wick, from the top of the wick to the bottom, just like that. And when the market comes back, you'll be looking to buy. And then when the market comes back into the supply, you'll be looking to sell. All right. So now we're going to do a live example. And here we have a live example. So as you can see, we had this aggressive selling. All right. If we have an aggressive selling like this, where the selling candle is at least 3 to 4 times as large as this last buying candle, then that makes it a good supply. All right. Now, followed by that, you must have breakup structure going to the downside. All right. So while the supply is creating, you want to have breakup structure. All right. We can see that this right here is our solid low. You can see from basically this whole point. I thought I changed the color of my box. Oh, okay, that's why. All right. So we can see that this low was our structured point. So we had a break of structure there. So what I'm going to do is this. Okay. So we had break of structure. So I'm going to put BOS. Oh. All right. Put this in the middle, in the center. Yep. All right. So we had BOS, breakup structure. All right. Going to the downside. If a supply is created with breakup structure, that makes the supply even better. If there is no breakup structure, then it is not a supply. It's invalid. All right. So you need to have your breakup structure. All right. So another thing, you want to make sure is you're in a downtrend. As you can see, we was ranging from, the top and bottom. And then you can obviously, see that we're in a downtrend. So you want to be selling. All right. So if we're in a downtrend, you should only be looking for supply into, further notices. All right. I do have, multiple confluences with this strategy. I'll do it in different videos. I use Fibonacci from the swing high to swing low and market structure. All right. So you can see, that even where we broke this low, is where the market has to retest this area. All right. And another thing I forgot to, tell y'all is I also always need a imbalance attached to my supply or my demand. In this case, I always will, need a imbalance. Some people may say fair value gap. Some people might say gap. Some people might say FVG. Me, I say imbalance. All right. So when it comes to imbalance, I draw my imbalances like this, from the top wick to the bottom wick, just like that. Okay. So if there is no imbalance or breakup structure attached to my supply and demand, I am not taking them setups. All right. So let me write down what I need. I need breakup structure followed by either supply or demand. All right. That's one. So we need breakup structure followed by, either supply or demand. In this case, it is supply. All right. Two will be, I always need FVG attached to my, I'm gonna put S and D zones. All right. And S and D is supply and demand. All right. So that's the main rules you need, when trading supply and demand, is, breakup structure and a imbalanced FEG attached to your zone. Also, obviously, you want to follow the direction of the market. In this case, we are in a downtrend, so I am selling. All right. And then pretty much once it gets to your zone, we're going to look to sell. So I'm going to sell right here. Let me fix this really quick because I just changed everything. All right. So my stop loss, your stop loss when it comes to supply and demand always goes above the supply. In this case, it always goes above the supply. So I put it right above the supply, leave a little bit of space, and then my take profit, I'm aiming for this low. All right. That risk to reward is a 1 to 6. We're aiming for 175 pips. Stop loss is only 30 pips. And let's see what happens. And okay, you can see easily that TP was demolished just off this supply and demand strategy. All right. So that was the first example. Second example is going to be on gold. All right. This is a 5-minute setup that I actually took. And, gold is at 1882 right now. It's currently at almost 2K. It's at 1930 around there. But basically, I, seen the 1 hour. All right. And, let me go back a little bit, like right here. Even though I seen that we was at a double top, because I did see some people sell from this double top. And the reason why it was weak was because this double top did not break a low. We did not break no type of structure coming down. You know what I mean? We're just making a new higher low, right? For our next higher high. And, the only reason this double top would be valid is if, this low or this low got taken out, right? If those lows got taken out and the market, did this, all right, took that low out, and then it came back to make this double top, then yes, it would have been good. But we did not break no lows. So, we're still in an uptrend. There's no confirmation that it wants to sell. There's no confirmation of a downtrend. The only confirmation that would have had told you that, it's going to sell off this double top is if it broke, this low. And even this low right here is still kind of weak, so mainly this low. All right. But that did not happen. So obviously I know we wanted to buy. And I also analyzed the DXY. The DXY was set up for a sell, which causes gold to buy. And then, as you know, the war going on in Israel and all that, other stuff is causing gold to buy. All right. So in confluence with this supply and demand setup was obviously, like I said, we had a uptrend, and we approached this double top with, a lot of momentum, right? You can see. And this is really why I didn't, I knew that it was going to break through this high just because of the momentum it approached to it. All right. So what I did was I scaled down to the 5-minute and basically, the same thing we did with GA, it works and applies for every single time frame, including the 5-minute. All right. So I seen that on the 5-minute, we broke this high right here. All right. So there is our breakup structure. So I'm going to put BOS. All right. Just like that. All right. And then we had our FVG attached, which was right here at the time. All right. Just like that. So we had everything we needed for this setup. And then, obviously, we're in a clean uptrend. All right. So now, I'm going to get in when we tap, my TP is going to be extended. My stop loss, I'm going to put it just below the demand. This is a demand. As I said, a demand is by aggressive move and break up structure with an FVG attached. That's all you need. And obviously follow the direction of the market and have higher time frame confluence. All right. So here's my entry. Here's my stop loss just below the demand. And then for my TP, I am going to get on the higher time frame. All right. So my first TP would be actually this high here, just to be on the safe side, because it can sell from here. I never said it can't, but just because we're so bullish, I have a high feeling that, we're going to break through this high. All right. So my first TP is going to be here, and I'm going to just scale up, to the 4-hour and see where we can aim for. All right. So we see we have a major gap here, a lot of imbalance there, to be more specific, it's like this. So my next TP is going at 50% of this imbalance. All right. So I'm going to bring it up just like this. And if it goes through that, my next TP is at the full imbalance, which is up here at 1992. All right. And then, we're going to see when we play it. All right. So now I got my TP. I'm going to go back to the 5-minute. And my TP is at, yep. All right. So let's let this play. All right. And you can see we tap very, very cleanly right here and automatically went up. All right. So let's let that play. All right. And you can see TP hit, and it did continue going up. Honestly, it went to like 1930, just off this 5-minute setup. But that's pretty much it. There is definitely more to the strategy, but if anybody treats supply and demand, this is the best way to do it. I would say, have it followed by break of structure, imbalance attached, have your market structure, price action, obviously with that also, don't just strictly trade like every supply and demand you see. Make sure it's aligned and matching with what market's doing, where there's key levels and market structure, break of structure levels that have to get retest. Make sure it's coming back to retest and tap into the supply, obviously, But if you do want to join my signal chat, I will put the Telegram in my link. In the I'll drop the Telegram in the description. If anybody wants to join that, I send signals. We have a text chat. We all text. I do host Zooms every few days, maybe 2 times a day. In the morning, one at night, just for the different sessions of people. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Comment what y'all want me to do next, and we'll get straight to it. Make sure you're subscribed.